Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you February the 2nd, Groundhog Day. The year is 2021. Let's talk trading. Be careful when shifting gears. Just so you know, these videos are for educational purposes only, and your results may differ from mine. And I should probably get rid of this screen for now since we're not doing this anymore. Okay, shifting gears. Yours truly here made a mess of things today. Um, as you guys know, Walmall and I, we get on the phone and we trade a lot, and I've been doing that. Since about last March or so, and pretty much only trade the pound dollar. And a lot of times I stress to traders that you focus on one pair with one method. But one of the things I used to do is I used to use my dashboard and I would hop from pair to pair and pick things off. Well, I've been working on some some new indicators for new donationals for 2021, and let me just show you what's going on. In the 2017 dashboard, I added a new function called HLH for higher low, lower high, where it will identify um, when price puts in a higher low or lower high. And the reason I did this is because one of the traders that I talked to, he's big into market structure. And so he sent me some documents and I read them. And I'm the type of person that if I can code it, then that means I understand it. So one of the things they were talking about was higher lows and lower highs. Nothing that difficult. But I also wrote the higher low, lower high indicator, and it has some neat features in it. But so what I was doing is, as pairs were appearing to show this, I was jumping back and forth from pair to pair, and I was pretty much killing it. But then I shifted gears. Walmart and I were on the phone, and I started focusing on the pound. But I also was doing this, so I was kind of going back and forth, back and forth. Needless to say, it didn't wind up very well because, as you can see here, the pound tanked on me. And since I was in one mode before, and then I shifted over to here, and it just, like I said, it just didn't work out well at all. Um, but on this market structure, usually what happens is you'll come down to a lower time frame. You can come down all the way to M1, M5, M15, and what you're looking for is for where these lower highs were put in. And so as you can see, price comes back and then it'll test these areas and then it'll close above it. So I like to look at M1, M5, M15, and H1. So usually if it's somewhere between M1 and the daily low, you just wait it out. And then if it's between M1 and M5, then that might be an area where you might want to take a trade. Then usually what happens is you actually, I think if I show you the euro, it might even show it better. But I guess we've moved on. So what happens is it had a market, one of these structure lows right here, and then it came back and came back in that area, and that was an opportunity to go long, because usually what you do is you let it establish an area, then it goes away, then it comes back. It's almost the same thing as my return bar idea, and that's one of the reasons why I was coding this up, because I go, this looks good, I understand it, and I see some potential here. And let's see, but there's a there's something to this. So right here you have your M15 lowest high. So if I switch over to M15 chart, you can see you can see that right here. That was the lowest high for the day. Now, the way this indicator works, just to let you know, you have a start period, you have a the period, so this would be like 1 hour high. But then how far back do you want to go? Do you want to go back one day, or maybe shift it back one, so you have 2 days? You can do weeks, you can do months. So I made it very versatile for the traders. And so if you're in the market structure, you'll probably like it. Now, I also wrote another indicator. Where is it? It's not on this chart. It's on this chart. And I wrote something called TRO imbalance right here, TRO 2021 imbalance. And what that'll do is it will show places where price needs to return to because of an imbalance. Now, you'll probably go, well, what the heck's an imbalance? And I will show you. What they're calling an imbalance is right here. You see, this was the low. I'll tell you what, let me turn on the regular candles, and I will turn off the TRO tug of war candles just to make it a little bit clearer for you. So you see, this is the low, price went through it, and then this is the high. Well, the distance between here and here, they call that an imbalance. Why? They're saying only, you know, the big boys can move price here. Now, on the 1 minute time frame, they're probably not really going to use that as an imbalance. They're probably going to look for an imbalance maybe on the H1 time frame. So like right here or right here, these they're calling imbalances. And then here's another one right here. And as you can see, we're going to see if price is going to return and take those imbalances out. And what's really interesting is if I had my return bars, this right here would definitely be a return bar. So those are a couple of things that I've been working on. And so right here, I call this template the market structure for the week, and it's something that it's a trading template, meaning you use this to trade off of. And over here, I had to dust off a couple of old indicators from 2016, the HHLL and HLLH bars multimeter. So you can see here higher highs, lower lows, higher lows, lower highs. Now, how I use this indicator is usually when I'm trading, I'm looking at M1. So right here, we've got a couple of imbalances. So what I'm looking for in this case to go with the market structure, guys, you want to see these numbers go back to zero. You don't want to see any lower lows and lower highs. You want to see higher lows, meaning that it's going up. And you see this is set 1 bar ago because this is the current candle. And if you set this to zero, then these numbers just flicker too much and it doesn't give you a reading. So I know I've had 3 lower lows in a row right here. And I've had 3 lower highs. So when this candle closes here in a second, as you can see, oh, now I've got a higher low on the 1 minute. I've got a higher low on the 5 minute. So I might switch over to the 5 minute. Just to look. So right here, from here to here, there was a higher low. So as you can see, price kind of flushed that out and it's coming back up. So that's where I would look to go long. And as you can see, it's closed above these 4 structure lines. It's right here, it closed on it. And reverse, put that 1 ball there. So I'm using the 3 level ZZ indicator also in conjunction with this. And so as far as the 3 level ZZ, you might want to see, if I scrunch this back, you might want to look for prices for their pullbacks here in the zone, pullback in this zone, pullback here, pullback here. And as you can see, that it pulled back once again to this lower high and bounced off that 3 ball. These are all possible scalp trades But the guy that showed it to me, the trader that showed it to me, he's looking to make his 10 pips or so for the day, take part most of the trade off, leave some ride, and see how far it goes. But the some of the market structure guys, they're going to look to ride this thing for 40, 50 pips or more. Whereas I'm more of a scalper. I'm just looking for a good entry where I can get in and out. Even though I did have one ride for 10 pips, that was a nice one because I actually had at one time, I think I had 5 or 7 open trades. So, like I said, I was kind of juggling, and as prices were moving, positive or negative to positive, when they would, go in my favor, I'd see if they'd stop. But I hadn't done that in so long. It was fun, but then when I shifted back, my brain didn't totally shift back, and I got myself into trouble. So that's why I said, be careful when you shift gears. That's for sure. And let's see. Let me just run through some of the other charts for you guys. Let's see. The wick. Okay, wick zones here. I was looking for the gap fill. And maybe it's, oh, here we go. I wonder, why did I have the wick zones here? Oh, we were looking at the monthly charts at one time to analyze it. That's why. And you can see what the February's doing so far here. Let's see, we've got a gap open here. The euro pound. The opening day for the month range is right here. You can see we went above the monthly open, came back down. For the year, 6 pips above the open. For the month, 53 pips down from the open. We're in that inside bar. We actually went out of it and back into it. So short at 48, inside bar trade. And there's a few inside bar trades here for you inside bar traders. I know there's 1 or 2 of you out there. But the range, interesting. Pound sitting right at 99. Only 4 pairs better than actually 5 pairs better than 100. The buy zone, it took out the pivot. It started out down here. I knew it was going to take out the pivot. I was kicking myself that I didn't fade that trade. And then last night I put a short on at 99. And then I punched out around 90 or 92. I should have left that short on, as you can see. But then again, that's the scalper in me. And once again, shifting gears, it's so difficult. I mean, and that's what messed me up. I'm using methods to get a pip or two, and then I'm trying to get more pips. Then I'm juggling. I just got myself all in a lather this morning. Don't do that to yourself. You really don't have to do it. Make sure you've got one plan and stick to it. The rats definitely feasted. These green rats down here took them too long because that big move. We took out the weekly pivot. I had called that earlier in the week. Sunday night, you can see we took out the daily pivot. We took out the weekly pivot. So these pivot trades, I know there's a few pivot traders out there. I know you guys are definitely feasting in and out of the wick zone and right through the wick zone. This is just one of the trading screens, usually using the DSR, dynamic support resistance scalper, along with the Walmart lines. And speaking of Walmart lines, once again, plain and simple. So, fellow traders, I can't say it enough. Be careful when you shift gears. And in fact, you probably really shouldn't shift gears. And like I said, I'm in indicator development mode, and I was testing it out. I was having a good old time, and then I shifted, and it really wasn't conducive to trading. So when you sit down to your trading platform, just remember, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and train the banks. This is TheRumpledOne, over and out.